What's up, everyone? I hope and pray all is well with you. Today, I thought that we would do a bit of a self-care routine. I've used these cards before, and I've played this divination game called The Doors before. It's an Egyptian game, but it's basically where you create the pyramid shape using a set of 10 cards, and each one has its meaning. Today, I was told that the first one, which is usually the most important to the whole situation, for the collective today is going to be really, really important for you guys. So without further ado, I figured let's get into it. I'll explain which each level means symbolically through each one. We'll take a look to see what's going on, what's really important, how you can grow, of course. It also relates to the past, present, future. So just be mindful of that beforehand as everything comes out. Okay. That is area number one for the collective. So the position number one has a lot to do with the overall theme. Like I said, it represents or is represented by Sirius, the sun, and beyond the sun. Okay, this is about all matter. It's about the element of fire, which is spirit, all right? And this card happens to be placed at a point to indicate the guiding principle in the person's life or the cause of the whole situation. And for this, you guys get number 7, Tepi Ayun, okay? And it is key. All right, so this has a lot to do with the lizard energy. And a lot of you guys have been focusing on like this transmission of energy and the realization of plans for yourself, which is what this symbolizes very strongly. A lot of you guys in your plans of something, you've been wanting to make sure that you're not going to get distorted by people. It also feels like a lot of you guys have dealt with an air placement who may have wanted to control your plans, or they carry like that air element in their chart somewhere. They may have had control over a situation at some point in time and they've lost power over you, collective. I'm getting this vibration that you've chosen to go a different way or direction. And I don't know if I'm energetically picking up on something that may come out ahead or what, but I'm getting this vibration here that there was something here where you had to take your power back over a situation or a person or something like that. Because for point one to correspond to as above, right? It gives me the vibration that you had to unchain yourself from something, unhook yourself. You had to use this energy of like, how am I going to maneuver through whatever this hassle is or something like that. It gives me the vibe like somebody didn't make it easy for you. Area number 2 definitely has to do with the past. It has a lot to do with like energies that have transpired. It has to do with the location of the stem of the solar ship at the card, which is right below the first one to the left. It again relates to the air element, okay? The magical mental body, the Egyptian Ba, the sphere of the mind, whose impact shapes both past and future. The second being the past. So position 2 has a lot to do with the solar ship. Thought patterns showing how they directly influence our present state of mind, okay? And it's so funny that we see somebody who seems to be trying to relax or find sanction under the moon, even if it is this cow energy, right, with Neff. But I'm getting the vibe here with you guys that a lot of you have went through like having this energy of unlimited possibilities in the past. In some way, it was like a time of seeding plans. So like you had a lot of 7 of Pentacles energy that could have been coming up for you. You could have also felt like you were getting 8 and 9 of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles sometimes. But a time for, like I said, seeding plans, and like all possibilities for you are in potential but not yet realized. So you've still recognized that in your epiphanies, there hasn't been a complete plan or something that has been stabilized or actualized or written down so that you can make things possible and go back to. It's like you recognize this already and you see that in order for you to progress, you'll need this. You saw this in the past. So it's great that you have this beautiful insight, because in your future here, It says you have these spiritual awakenings, this enlightenment, the flow of creative energy. It relates here. Magical protection and power, royal power, even with Ujit and Ta in your future aspect. So we see that there's going to be some sort of creative flow that you go through. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys see like the Three of Wands beside the Queen of Wands or something like that, because I felt like a really huge energetic charge that may come in for a lot of you guys as you explore your options and what you do. But I'm also getting this vibration here that a lot of you guys have been focusing on how to move ahead, but also wanting to look good while you do it. There's something here about your attraction and how you appear to the public while you do these things, while you navigate your life. It could be that you work for a position that, you know, focuses on your appearance and you have to look the part or something like that. But there's some sort of useful guideline that you will potentially find in this card, as it usually speaks in that area about finding something in that. So you will pick up this energy of like a surge of, you know, enlightenment, maybe even coming across people who may have similarities in something that you want to do, an area of discovery. Okay. But I'm getting this vibration here that a lot of you guys will be seeing more energy like coincidences, and that's what the fourth area actually picks up on. So let's look to see where it will come from. This can sometimes do with like desires, compulsion of energy, and it is the most powerful source of transformation in this area. This point of contact has a lot of individual and outside connections to the world. So how we relate to the outside world, how they view us, and things like that is interpreted through this card right here. There we are. Here we are. Ta number 1 and Geb. This has a lot to do with like loyalty, materialization of one's plans, and things coming into fruition, nourishment and connection with the earth energies as well, birth of new creations. I am getting this vibration here of people who are able to sustain blessings, retrieve them, a lot of people who are going to be gaining opportunities here to be blessed when it comes to like universal introspection about like what you receive, even job offers. I'm getting here like a lot of people may be able to share these things with their family members or something like that. I'm seeing here that some of you guys, this could be where you may have to go back to the drawing board, or you may have to get the input of somebody else who could be a family member to you, somebody who is a symbolic figure in your life. They're going to have like a few things to say about this, or it could be cool to have an emotional approach or glance from this person or perspective, okay? Because it feels like that's who is going to affect as well. So just be mindful of like who you choose, because it feels like this person may have some shared connection to this in some way, shape, or form. Then we have the So Below card, which is position number 5. It coincides with Newt's navel, okay? We're talking about the position of her in this order between 1 through 10. But nevertheless, it's where heaven, earth, and air have a connecting point, and where Shu's feather separates earth from heaven. This feather optimizes the archetype, shaping our capacity to relate with different elements and levels of consciousness and existence. Okay, and it represents our connection between our earthly and spiritual lives. It results in the type of emotional and social relationships that we're going to have. That's what we're about to tap into next and see what comes out. So let's take a look to see what happens for position number 5. We got a coup. Number 4, Bess here. Ooh, a really powerful looking card. One in which we kind of speak forth our truth. We don't really care about how people feel necessarily all the time, or how we're being viewed often. However, we know that the more that we kind of protrude our power, the more that we'll have our promise of fulfillment, okay? You have the rejuvenation and joy card and the access to a forbidden dimension. So you have special advantages that a lot of people don't have, and why people may want to connect with you as well. It feels like you have some sort of secret code key, or you have some sort of way of being or life that people admire, and they want to know your secrets, okay? It's crazy because I'm getting that some of you guys might not feel like it's all that important, or it's a big deal, or it could just be that maybe you really got lucky and not everybody will get this, okay? And so you don't necessarily like take people who get jealous too well because it's like something that you really couldn't control. It was something that was a natural blessing or something like that. But for this to be your so below card, this almost feels like why individuals may evil eye you, be jealous of you. A signal for people who may kind of like be resistant to connect with you in public or get to know you. This feels like why it would be that way, because you could be giving main character energy wherever you go, collective. But I'm also getting this vibration here that it could just be hard to control somebody who has those types of mannerisms. But I do feel like there's a lot of people who do want to be close to you, but you don't know it. It feels like if you put yourself out there a little bit more, you would have more like creative people around you, or people who wanted to be around you. Your sixth card is situated at Newt's throat and symbolizes the flowing of our emotions, wishes, and expectations. These contribute to the modifying and guiding our energies towards precise ends through a process of conscious direction and through the transformation of our emotional body. So let's go ahead and take a look to see what happens and what we get for placement number 6. Number 1. Raw and Atom. Wow, very nice and very powerful, might I add. So a lot of you guys have, again, this creative power, this position of power, the first impulse to creation and self-projection. A lot of you guys have this prominent vocality to you as well. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys either have great speeches, a singer or artist in some way that is related here. But I'm also getting that there could be an important poise to you that will come out later on. But I'm getting that a lot of you guys with this, how you feel is going to be very important to a situation. People don't really care about what you're doing. They care about your emotions and how you're feeling during this time. This is what's going to bring you that emotional aspect of being well understood, well connected to people, like well rounded is also like how you want to be viewed. And I feel like there's something here with the emotions that you kind of need to dive into a bit more, collective. It's showing that that's where people are going to really change their mind about you, really have that gravitational pull to you. And whatever it is that you do creatively, even if you're doing an artistic expression in some way, like you getting to your feelings and your emotions is going to be the vocality of like why people want to connect with you so much. It's also showing me that there's going to be somebody here who may have wanted to control or be a successor over something that you have creative potential in. They're going to fail in whatever it is that they try to do. And people are not going to like or jive with what they have going on more than what you do. So be careful of who's trying to take over control, power, and reign over what you do. They just don't have that control like how you do. Now, for area number 7, it coincides with the junction of Newt's heaven and Geb's earth, feet, and is related to the past actions and conditions still having an influence on us. Okay, so things that may still affect us. In fact, our feet are the proper connection point with earth, our way of getting hold of it, as well as the site of our past karma. So let's go ahead. I'm going to push these cards up a little bit, and we're going to take a look to see what comes out for this area for number 7. I'm curious. Can you just see one, please? There it is. All right. You guys get raw number 7, Heru. Okay. And in this position, it's about victory, the winner triumphant over adversity. To get this, this feels like a lot of you guys have went through a victory where it's hard for people not to recognize you after this accomplishment, and it's hard not to get a little bit carried away when you're being recognized for it. Okay, so out in public, people may still recognize you like for that victory you got from a long time ago. Some of you guys, it could, like, I was getting somebody who want to fight or some shit like that. Like, it's weird. But I'm also getting like, just be careful of circumstances and like the overwhelm of still like being grasped in the moment. It feels like there's something connected to this energy that has something to do with like past victories real heavily. The past could be really important to this. It's also giving that vibration here that there's something about It's like people want to perpetrate something, or they want to still hang on to something that you've been ready to let go of. That can also be true as well. It could be that somebody doesn't want to let you have your victory too. But of course, you're going to be victorious over that. The position number 8 is directly related to Earth, and the card placed on it can reveal how our ideals and aspirations are influenced, how we advance in the world, and how we react in the special circumstances we are concerned with. You got Ta number 4 in Hekbet. I'm getting that a lot of you guys have been watched over by really important ancestors here. You have the gestation of plans, success through applying spiritual principles, and clear-sightedness that'll happen for you and come in. So even physically doing things to make sure that you have clarification or clear vision, being insightful, could be very important to this, and why you have such great victory, why things are smooth sailing for you. This could be people who are handling things that they need to as soon as they get it, like pronto. You handling your responsibilities the moment that they come into you could also be related to why you get such victory, success, why your life could be easy going, why the flow of things could be going the way that it is. It feels like all you have to do is like put your mind together to schedule things out in order to get things going for you, because you have like killed all of your procrastination tendencies or issues that you struggled with in the past, or something like that, where you were able to gather like a better game plan for yourself or ways to handle things. Is like you're able to simplify your life and end or obliviate a lot of distractions, or see through like the motives and agendas of people very clearly. You could also like to work individually by yourself, and knowing how to work alone or like in a certain way could also be very important to why things go very well for you too. Simple things like knowing the simple aspects about yourself is really, really important to this, because a lot of people could struggle to know that about themselves. It could be, you know, a little bit longer for them to figure out what's going to work best for their lives and how things are aspected for them, right? But nevertheless, for you, it's showing that you won't carry that energy. You won't be dealing with those types of suffrages and things like that too. Now, position 9 coincides with Geb's arm junction and symbolizes the implementation of our decisions, the power to do things in our personal action. And for you to get Ta number 2, which is Sobek, it talks about veracity and destructive energies that, if unchecked, could bring about querence and downfall. You wind up getting some sort of like ally is what this shows, and also some form of material power, financial gain that's going to be coming into you very soon. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes in the next 3 weeks or so, but I feel like this support system is also very important too, because there could be something that wanted to frustrate your mental first before it affected your finances, or how you started to emotionally react with these finances. But the ways in which you choose to narrate your life, it feels like there's going to be some sort of common accord to make sure that you're able to hold strong, that you're able to like hold this investment towards this, that you save it properly, that you don't, you know, emotionally like make some sort of wreckage with it. You could have had people who were preying on your downfall too, and in spite of this, you're going to be having this energy of like maneuvering forward. It could be how you have to think about a situation. You could have to think about how somebody who may want to copy your work may do it or take advantage of it too. So you have to think about like how to protect your business, your work, whatever this is too. So being mindful of like all of the other opportunities that may not be an advantage to you is also very important to this. I'm also seeing somebody could be getting like $200 or something like that. I know that's like some pocket change or something like that, but I was getting it right here in this card together with this one. So there might be somebody who gets something, or a random unique dollar bill or something that's worth a lot more money than what it actually shows on the bill. It's something like that, where somebody may get more than what they intended. Position number 10 corresponds to Geb and Newt's joint hands in the future as they join feet in the past. Here, energies are symbolically recycled, so they can operate and act through Newt and the various spheres. The card placed at this number can suggest either what you can do in order to implement our decisions and reach our goal, or it can simply provide an answer to a specific question, okay? So let's go ahead and look at number 10 and see what comes out. If you want to ask a question, feel free, and we'll see what it replies back with. Number 10. You get Duat, Sokar, number 1. Duat, number 1, it's about darkness. It's about inertia, a time of testing, and yet a seed of a new cycle has been planted. So the birth of a new opportunity begins. The cycle starts again is what this is showing. The birth of a brand new creation, the start of a brand new opportunity. This is like when somebody sells out the first time, but they don't give up. They want to come back again. It's not a limited edition situation where they're doing it one time. This is somebody who wants to consistently do this. So this is like somebody who creates the game plan. They take their abundance or what they've gained already. They use it to reinvest that energy back into something else and recycle it, like it was saying, okay? I'm getting this vibration here that a lot of you guys, in order to like set your goals, to reach your goals, you're going through shadow work and aspects of your shadow self and how you've learned, how you've grown, and how you've expanded, how you've healed. Okay, in order to invest this into actualization, material power in ways, and how to transgress through the day-to-day life. It gives this vibe of like you handling things more in a yang aspect, when people would usually handle the same situations using their yin, being more calm and relaxed. But you going towards a situation full-fledged, you appreciating the beginning because you know that it's going to have far-reaching possibilities. Okay, so you using your inertia means that you're going to be not only wiser and maybe even a bit quicker eventually than other people. It feels like you're going to be well reserved in your energy because of how you're choosing to maneuver at the end of the cycle by starting refreshed. All right, this is also showing that some of you guys, when it comes to your cycle of progression, like an exercise or a physical routine or something like that, your breath work has like completely changed for the better or something like that. Like you could be improving your lungs drastically or better than you know. It's also saying pay attention to how this improvement within your internal body is affecting how people are addressing you in your personal life, because it feels like you're going to be getting better offers, love and affection and attention coming into you. Okay, those are your messages. I hope and pray that this resonated with you, that it brought you some clarity, some insight, maybe something new or unique that you didn't have before. Love and light to you guys. Take care. Stay blessed.